Thank you, Faye. Jurgen Klopp is pitch side, and so Anfield has risen to acclaim its modern-day emperor. Liverpool is synonymous with great dynasties, and while Jurgen Klopp described himself as the normal one on being appointed more than 8 years ago, what's followed has been anything but normal. He's the only Liverpool manager to win the League Cup, the FA Cup, the European Cup and the league title. Klopp deserves to have his name held up alongside those of Shankly, Paisley, Fagan and Dalglish. His place in history already assured. He has no regrets, he says, and there's a promise that some of the best memories may still be yet to come. The quadruple remains on for Liverpool, and today the 8 times winners continue their pursuit of the FA Cup. Klopp will go head-to-head with his best man, Norwich manager David Wagner, who probably knows better than any of us just what he'll be feeling as Klopp's Liverpool reign starts to come to an end. And how appropriate here at Anfield that the Liverpool fans, who number nearly 60,000, have the red and white flags high up in the sky. At the Kop end, there are 2 banners that I'm drawn to in particular. Jurgen Klopp's name and his photo on one of them, and emblems of the trophies that he's won while at the club, and another with a picture of Jurgen Klopp, a red and white picture, and next to it the words, "Long to reign over us." What an adventure it's been for Jurgen Klopp at Liverpool, and "You'll never walk alone today" really does have a resonance about it as it rings around the famous ground. Darren Bent, that was some reception.
Yeah, goosebumps. I mean, I used to love playing here and hearing him sing that song before cricket. It was always enthralling. Even though I didn't play for Liverpool, coming here as a away player, it was always special to come here. And again, extra bit of volume on it today after the Jurgen Klopp announcement, and it'll be interesting to see how they perform today.
Well, welcome to the commentary box, Darren, anyway.
The country's cold.
It is cold. Get used to it. It's good to have you with us. And an FA Cup tie to be played now for a place in the last 16, and Norwich City of the Championship get us off and underway. Playing from left to right in their canary yellow and green. Norwich towards the Kop in the first half. We are watching from our lofty perch high up in the main stand. Liverpool all in red, playing from right to left towards the new, revamped and enormous Anfield Road end. Liverpool with Gravenberch in possession, and now back to Conor Bradley in the right back spot. Alisson the goalkeeper, Bradley, Konate, Quansah and Gomez are the centre halves. Jones, Gravenberch and young James McConnell, his first senior start in midfield. Gakpo, Nunez and Jota up front. Norwich City long in goal. Stacey, Hanley, Gibson and McCallum. Nunez, Sarah and McLean. Hernandez and Fasnacht either side of Ashley Barnes up front. You're listening to Talk Sport, and Liverpool with McConnell midway inside his own half of the field, back to Ibrahima Konate on the halfway line. What a day it is for the 19-year-old James McConnell, a former Sunderland youth teamer. He moved to Liverpool at 15 and now his first senior start down.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to watching him play. I mean, it's a big day for him, but I think one of the positives you'd have to say is that at least he's coming into a team that's full of confidence. He's not coming into a team where maybe they're struggling and he's been thrown into the deep end. They're all playing really well, they're top of the table, they're in every competition that they're involved in this season, so I'm looking forward to watching him play.
3,800 Norwich City fans are here today. A chilly but bright afternoon, the wind sweeping around Anfield, and a goal kick to Norwich away to our left-hand side as we look at it. Liverpool 0, Norwich 0 inside the first 90 seconds. This one of 9 FA Cup commentaries we're bringing you across the weekend, and of course Newport against Manchester United later. Liverpool have won it back half the pitch straight away. Jota threatened to lay it square to Nunez, who would have been in shooting range. Block came in from Marcelinho Nunez, who plays his football for Norwich, of course, and out to play it goes for a very early Liverpool corner.
Yeah, and that's what happens. We're seeing a lot of teams now trying to play out from the back and necessarily can't do it, and with Liverpool in their press, how aggressive they are, you're asking for trouble. So I think Norwich might have to rethink that one next time they get a goal kick.
Gakpo will take it. It'll be right-footed and out-swinging. Jurgen Klopp watches on from the edge of the technical area, hoisted in high. Konate leaping for it, headed away from in front of Konate by Ashley Barnes, tracking back. Ashley Barnes, who knows what it's like to score a winner at Anfield. He's done that for Burnley in the past. And Onel Hernandez for Norwich City, finding the left-back Sam McCallum deep inside his own territory, tries to smuggle it forward towards halfway. Liverpool win it back through Gomez, and as you'd expect, it's Liverpool all in red and chasing a potential quadruple who are enjoying much of the early possession.
Yeah, they are, and I was watching, when I was looking down there, then it's going to be a long afternoon for Ashley Barnes, and such an important one, because he's going to be tasked with holding the ball up. When they have to go a little bit more direct, because they can't play through the lines because of how compact they are. So when the ball goes up to Ashley Barnes, he's going to have to hold it and try and draw support, and that's where the likes of Anil Hernandez and Gabriel Sara are going to have to get up and try and get amongst them.
That's the voice of Darren Bent, who's played and scored here in the past. Former England striker, and of course part of our drive team every weekday from 4 on Talk Sport. Here's Jones for Liverpool, midway inside Norwich territory, quickly shuffles the play out to the left, and Gakpo marauds in field, crossfield ball to the far post, aimed at Conor Bradley, header away by McCallum for Norwich, but Liverpool straight back on the attack. It's still 0-0. Alexander-Arnold among the Liverpool subs today. I'll give you the two sets of subs in just a moment. Gravenberch is 5 yards from the corner of the penalty area, and back he goes to Jarell Quansah at the lip of the centre circle. Quansah, who's been such an important part of the Liverpool side this season. Jota down the right, the far side, is a stray yellow balloon makes its way onto the Anfield surface. Liverpool win a throw 0-0.
Yeah, I mean, they're really pushing Norwich back, to be fair, and the ball went into Ashley Barnes and he lost it, and that's what I'm talking about. He's going to be so important. He's got to hold that ball, draw fouls, try and get Norwich up the pitch, because I expect Liverpool to have a large possession in this game, create opportunities, but when the ball does come to him, he's got to hold it.
Well, the game has been played almost exclusively in the Norwich half so far. Liverpool playing from right to left towards the Anfield Road end. Far side the right is Jota with the orange boots on, skipping in field almost nonchalantly. Back to Quansah, and Quansah threads the ball to the near side the left, where Gakpo's waiting. He takes up possession and finds Jones 5 yards from the dead ball line. Tackling with Jones is Hanley. Hanley gets across, never want to shirk a tackle. Liverpool throw down by the corner flag again. Early crossfield ball by Jones, pings it high to the far post. Bradley takes it down, right hand edge of the penalty area. Norwich under great pressure early on, but defending stoutly so far. Their manager David Wagner watches on. Jota edge of the penalty area for Liverpool, marauds in field, finds Darwin Núñez with his back to goal, surrounded by yellow shirts, quickly on to Gakpo. Gakpo's dispossessed. Fast-knacked it is, the right winger tracking back. Oh, he's given it away. Liverpool back on the ball again. Gomez shoots low, and it's just wide. Via a deflection, goalkeeper got a touch on it, long I think at the near post as well. Joe Gomez denied what would have been a first ever senior goal. Liverpool corner 0-0.
Worked it really well, didn't they, from right to left, really penned Norwich back into their own penalty area, and to be fair, Joe Gomez, he took half a yard there and thought, why not? There's a lot of bodies in front of the goalkeeper, you never know, might take a little deflection. It was a good strike.
Corner then to Liverpool, who've been utterly dominant so far. Gakpo right-footed, floats it high towards the far post, and coming in was Jota. Thought he was fouled by Jack Stacey, the right back. Out of play it goes for a goal kick. So Liverpool 0, Norwich 0. Let's get the latest in the FA Cup at Vicarage Road with TalkSport's Ian Abrahams.
10 to the break, Watford 1, Southampton 0. The goal scored by Matthias Martins on 5 minutes. Should have been 2 seconds ago though. Jamal Lewis round the goalkeeper Lumley, who come herring out of his goal. 2 in the middle to pick out, couldn't find either. Watford 1, Southampton 0.
And Newport against Manchester United to come, live and exclusive with us. And if you missed it earlier, West Brom beaten at home by Wolves at the Hawthorns, but I'm afraid the focus will be on the situation off the field. That game was suspended for 38 minutes before it was eventually finished because of fan disorder at the Hawthorns. And the FA have since released a statement calling the events completely unacceptable. The FA going on to say the behaviour of those involved is dangerous and inexcusable. The FA will be investigating these serious incidents alongside the clubs and the relevant authorities, and the appropriate action will be taken. Of course, we'll keep you up to date with all the very latest reaction to that on TalkSport and on TalkSport.com. So do stay with us. The ball is on the far side of the field for Norwich City. Hernandez on the halfway line trying to wriggle away from Conor Bradley, who's having a good run in the Liverpool side, but it's out of play for a Liverpool throw. Darren Bent.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we saw it there with that goal kick from Norwich. That's what you've got to do. Ashley Barnes, big physical presence, holds the ball up really well. They went more direct. They managed to get a few passes in the Liverpool half, and I think Norwich, they're going to have to do that. If they want to get any kind of possession in this game and get a foothold in the game, they've got to try and get it up higher up in the pitch, so that's what you've got to do.
Liverpool all in red have the ball on the halfway line. Canarte angles the pass to the right, and Bradley knocks it forward to Jota, down by the dead ball line. Darwin Núñez awaits the pullback. He sets up Gravenberch instead. His cross over the head of Jones. It'll drop to Gakpo at the far post, on the volley, high over the bar and into the lower tier where the Norwich fans are.
Yeah, difficult chance from Gakpo there. What is his touch? When he goes to control it, rather than going to meet it, he kind of falls back a little bit. So when he does control it, the ball pops up, and then trying to get a volley over the top of that from that close range as well is going to be difficult. As you said, he hits it on the way up, and it goes high into the crowd. But really good opportunity there for Liverpool.
So a place in the 5th round at stake today, and we'll have the draw for the 5th round at half-time. So once we're done, for the first half at least at Anfield, stick with us on Talk Sport for the FA Cup 5th round draw. And then there's commentary once we're done with the second half of Newport against Manchester United, that followed by the final word with Majestic and Ian Holloway this week. Tomorrow night, Blackburn against Wrexham in the FA Cup on Talk Sport 2. Liverpool have a goal kick. Addison shapes to take it quickly, hesitates and then plays it square to Canate. The Liverpool subs: Alexander-Arnold, Diaz, Elliott, Kelleher, Robertson, Van Dijk, Szoboszlai and Owen Beck and Bobby Clark. Two of the lesser known names. I'll give you the Norwich bench as well, as the crossfield ball of Gravenberch goes awry, picked up in the wind and over the head of Gomez and out of play. The Norwich subs: Anson, Fisher, Gunn, Sainz, Yanulis, Gibbs, Ida, Poheta and Sørensen. And the throw to Norwich City in between Jurgen Klopp and David Wagner, two men who know each other so well, of course, on the near side on the halfway line.
Yeah, no, it was a bad pass from Ryan Gravenberch, but if he'd have got his head up and gone forward, Diogo Jota made a really good run.
Well, he's won it back now, and he's set up Darwin Nunez 25 yards out, central position, faced up by McLean, goes wide to the far side, and Bradley down by the corner of the penalty area. Norwich defending very deep and in numbers. 0-0 the score. Bradley in the box, finds Jota. 9 minutes played. Liverpool have to go backwards to James McConnell, wearing number 53 on the back of his red shirt, and his square ball to Gomez midway inside the Norwich half. Gomez is playing like a number 8 at the moment. He's so far forward. Dinked in by Gakpo, flying header away by Sam McCallum. Norwich just happy to stay alive in the game for now.
Yeah, they're defending really well. The crosses are coming in, they're getting their first contact on it, clearing their lines, and I think if Liverpool play a little bit sharper, a bit quicker in the final third, they'll be able to break this kind of solid Norwich defensive wall down, because at the minute you can't go through them, there's no space. You're going to have to go around them, but you've got to go quickly.
Enormous news at Anfield this week that Jurgen Klopp will leave Liverpool at the end of the season. This is his 467th game in charge, his 9th final, the League Cup final against Chelsea to come in February, as Darwin Nunez shoots. Oh, he's hit the post from the corner of the 18-yard box. The goalkeeper diving to his left was beaten. Liverpool have won it back again. Bradley down the right, he drills it in low. Long gathers at his near post, but he was never going to get near that curling effort from Darwin Nunez that so nearly found the far corner. It's still 0-0, but Norwich living dangerously at Anfield.
I love watching him play, Darwin Nunez, because you don't know what you're going to get, and in that situation there, he doesn't even think about it, and that's what I like to see from centre forwards. He got half a yard out, he was a little bit wide, but he thought, you know what, why not? Try to feed it into that far corner, and he got the technique right, just got a little bit too much on it, hit the inside of the post, but really good opportunity there.
Liverpool getting closer and closer to the opening goal. Top of the Premier League, up against a Norwich side, 9th in the Championship, chasing a playoff place. David Wagner had a horrible run of form earlier on in the season. It was widely speculated he would leave, but he's survived that. Results have turned around, and they were beaten at Leeds on Wednesday. Live on TalkSport 2, and TalkSport 2, your home of the EFL, for all of the EFL commentaries between now and the end of the campaign. Here's Quansah for Liverpool in the centre circle. A lot of praise from Jurgen Klopp for Jarell Quansah. He's going to go on to have a fantastic career, still only 21 years of age. 21 tomorrow, rather. 20 just for today. Here's Gravenberch, 10 yards from the corner of the penalty area for Liverpool. Out to the right-hand side, and Bradley. Back in field to McConnell. And Norwich sitting very deep, everybody behind the ball, inviting Liverpool onto them. McConnell again. Back to Quansah. And 10 yards into the Norwich half. Now he sprays it left quickly to Gakpo. Gakpo in a crossing position, attacking the edge of the penalty area, whipping in a deflected cross. That certainly took a touch off Fasnacht, and the referee did indeed spot it. It's a Liverpool corner.
Yeah, I'm not sure you're going to score with them type of floaty crosses, because when you've got the likes of Ben Gibson in there, Grant Hanley, that's what these guys want. They want you to get the ball in there with a bit of air, so they can go and field the centre forward, go and get their head on it. But that type of situation there, they worked it really well, really quickly, and I think if they are going to score from a cross, it's definitely along the ground or a cutback.
Darren Bent with us for commentary today, former England international, formerly of Spurs and Aston Villa and Sunderland. Corner floated in by Gakpo towards the penalty spot, headed away with determination by Gibson through a crowd of players, and the ball's back on the halfway line. Yeah, Darren, you're more used to being out on the field of play. You have scored here before. What's it like being high up on the gantry?
Cold, I told you that earlier. It's freezing up here, but do you know what? Coming back here, I mean, I did miss playing until I got here today and I heard the crowd singing that song. That's when you go, do you know what? You really miss playing at venues like this, playing against great sides like Liverpool. But as I said there, it's the only thing I'd say about today is that it's freezing. And I've never been up here before, and it's cold.
Well, it's certainly a theatre, isn't it? Anfield. A great coliseum of football. Long ball floated forward by Kanate, and goalkeeper Long catches that high on the edge of his 6-yard line. Just for a second it looked like the wind might take it slightly further forward. A little muted, the atmosphere so far at Anfield, though there were those great scenes before the game and a wonderful rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone for Jurgen Klopp. Liverpool with a home game against Chelsea in the Premier League to come in the middle of next week, and then a trip to Arsenal, which will be very important in the title race. Here's Gomez 10 yards into the Norwich half in a central position. Gomez steers the ball wide towards the far side. It takes a double deflection. It's won back by McCallum for Norwich, and now Hernandez looking to race forward towards the halfway line. Good footwork by Hernandez to find Marcelinho Nunez, who floats a pass high to the right, where it's plucked out of the air by Fastnacht. Making the overlapping run is Stacey. Stacey's low ball in is poorly hit. Got nothing behind it and easily intercepted by Quansah. That was better though from Norwich City, certainly in possession. They haven't had a lot of the ball so far. Quickly though, one back but with industry by Jones, and Gravenberch will dart over halfway and angle the ball to the left in Gakpo. Turns it on to Jota. Jota's low cross. Darwin Nunez stretching to meet it, couldn't quite get there. It was telegraphed for a good couple of seconds that. The obvious ball from Jota towards Darwin Nunez, sliding into the far post, just couldn't get that vital touch.
Yeah, I wanted Diogo Jota could have just maybe took a little bit off it, but I can understand Darwin Nunez can't get there because if he goes too early he's offside. So Diogo Jota could have just put a little bit less on that and let him come onto it and try and put it in the net. Then it's 1-0 to Liverpool, but really great play from Gravenberch as well, picking up the second balls and getting the attacks moving.
Liverpool 0, Norwich 0 in the FA Cup live on Talk Sport. The draw for the 5th round will be at half-time. That draw delayed after the 38-minute delay to the game at the Hawthorns earlier, the Black Country derby between West Brom and Wolves due to crowd disorder. Wolves won the game 2-0, but I'm afraid we saw scenes the like of which we really don't want to see at the Hawthorns today, and we'll have all the reaction to that on TalkSport and TalkSport.com. The FA has condemned the disorder and has vowed that the appropriate action will be taken. The FA will investigate alongside the clubs and the relevant authorities. We'll keep you up to date with any further developments here on TalkSport. The ball is with Liverpool again. Utterly dominant in possession so far. Must be 70-80% of possession. The leggy Kanate steers the ball to the right, and Bradley's deep inside the Norwich half. Back it goes to Gravenberch, and now McConnell. 10 yards from the edge of the penalty area. Deep cross to the far post. Curtis Jones heads it in! What a ball from young James McConnell on his full Liverpool debut. And there was Curtis Jones racing into the far post to head home his 5th goal in his last 5 appearances at Anfield. And the inevitable Liverpool goal comes eventually. Liverpool 1, Norwich 0.
What a pass from James McConnell, by the way. Picked out the back post. And Curtis Jones, by the way, this is not an easy header. It's floated in. There's not a lot of power in it. He's got to generate the power, and he powers it into the ground, into the far corner, and it's a really, really worked goal. He's clearly onside there as well. And it's not an easy header because he's actually a little bit wider than the 6-yard box, but he powers it into the ground, which is what you should do. Head it down, and it goes into that far corner, and it's a really, really good ball from James McConnell, and an excellent header from Curtis Jones.
And 2 Liverpool youth exponents combined, and the pressure tells. Jurgen Klopp applauds on the near side touchline, and a big grin from the Liverpool manager. And Curtis Jones has certainly found his scoring boots at home, as I say. And he puts Liverpool into the lead, and it's felt like really that's been coming from minute 1. And no real pressure on Norwich City coming into the game. You have to say everybody expects Liverpool to win this, and Norwich have been on the back foot really ever since the game kicked off.
Well, yeah, they've been camped on the edge of their own box pretty much all of the time.
And now it's Darwin Nunez again, quick feet on the edge of the penalty area, wide to Conor Bradley to drill it in low, steered away by Grant Hanley at the near post, flicked further clear by McCallum. And it could quickly get worse for Norwich if they're not careful here, though at times they seem powerless to stop. More power and precision and the goals of Liverpool, and Liverpool have finally got themselves in front.
They are, but this is where Norwich have got to be a little bit brave, and I've been there. It's difficult when you come to a place like this where the team is so superior to you. You can't camp on the edge of your own box because you're inviting pressure. Every single time the ball gets cleared, it comes straight back in you. By 40 minutes, you're going to be knackered. Ashley Barnes has got to try and stay high. Onil Hernandez has got to try and stay a little bit higher to get near him, because every time the ball gets cleared, it just comes straight back, wave upon wave of Liverpool attacks.
Liverpool unbeaten against Norwich since 1994. The last time they lost to Norwich City. Now, I'm not saying the Norwich players on the pitch today will be thinking about that, but some record that Liverpool have got. Given away by Konate, sloppy pass, McConnell slid in and fouled Kenny McLean. And that's a free kick to Norwich midway inside their own half of the field. And the Liverpool fans are waving their red and white scarves up into the air in pockets around the stadium. What a moment, though, for McConnell. What a ball that was.
Lovely, with his weaker foot as well, just left it at the back post. And as I said, the pass was exceptional, but the header from Curtis Jones is not easy because he's wider than the 6-yard box. He can't head it up because the keeper will catch it or save it. So all he can do is head it down into the ground. He does that, and he gets enough direction on it into that far corner, and it's a really, really good header.
No sign of an FA Cup upset here so far. Well, maybe there'll be an upset at Rodney Parade later in South Wales for Newport against Manchester United. We've got live and exclusive commentary on Talk Sport as the League 2 side take on the 12 times winners. And Monday night, Blackburn against Wrexham in the FA Cup. And tomorrow morning, Jeff Stedding and Ali McCoist back on Talk Sport Breakfast to all the reaction from the weekend. And it's been a decidedly mixed weekend in the FA Cup. We've had great moments, and we've also had the crowd trouble at the Hawthorns, which is such a dreadful shame. Header away by Konate, and it's picked up by McConnell, the loose ball. He's midway inside his own half of the field. Yeah, high up in the main stand, a steep drop down to the near touchline below. The ball is on the halfway line again for Liverpool, and Bradley in possession. Made his Premier League debut in the win at Bournemouth, that thumping 4-0 victory last Sunday. A run of several games in quick succession for Liverpool at the moment. Here is Gomez on the halfway line. And now Konate wide to the far side, the right, and Jota controls, couple of yards in field from the far side where the two-tiered Sir Kenny Dalglish stand is. And now Gomez midway inside Norwich territory. Norwich continue to sit off those yellow shirts behind the ball. David Wagner, the manager, stands with his arms folded. Gravenberg tries to wriggle away from Hanley. It's poked away from him. Barnes is very much the lone striker at the moment, but Norwich have got Hernandez making an intelligent run over the halfway line. Unfortunately for Norwich, Gabriel Sara didn't see the pass quick enough, and then McConnell was able to slide in and win it back.
Do you know what, Joe? It wasn't an intelligent run because he went too early. If he'd have held it for a couple of seconds, let Gabriel Sara get his head up, then he could have gone. He would have had a free run on goal. But because he went so early, by the time Gabriel Sara went to play the pass, he was offside. So if he could have just held it and not been so keen to get there, Norwich would have been in.
And they're under pressure again here with Liverpool driving forward. Jones to the edge of the D. Tackle comes in at the last from Marcelino Nunez. And Norwich have managed to win it back, and McCallum quickly out to the left-hand side, and Hernandez again pokes it over the halfway line, back to McCallum. Ashley Barnes is in the middle, waiting for the cross. McCallum's delivery, it'll reach Fasnacht at the far post. Real chance on here for Norwich. Fasnacht looks up, swings in the delivery, and it's blocked by Gomez, and Norwich City win a corner. 1-0 down, 20 minutes gone.
McCallum puts way too much on it. If he leaves it in that area, in that between the 6-yard box and the penalty spot, Ashley Barnes has got a tap in. I don't know why he hits it so hard. As he's going forward there, you can quite clearly see Ashley Barnes is on his own. Just leave it in there on the floor, let him come onto it. He tries to almost whip it too much, too far. Attack's gone.
Norwich corner at the Kop end. This easily their most impressive foray forward so far in the game. And an opportunity for the right delivery here, perhaps from Gabriel Sara, the Brazilian. Liverpool have brought everybody back, and Norwich have sent almost everybody forward. Sara will whip this in, left-footed. It'll be an in-swinger towards the 6-yard box, headed up into the air by Diogo Jota, and behind for a second Norwich corner in quick succession. And this will give the Championship club, who have been on a decent run, just 3 defeats in their last 13 in all competitions, a little bit of confidence as we tick towards the midway point of the first half. Liverpool lead by a 1-0. Whipped in by Sara again, and the header is in! And Norwich Norwich have got themselves level. Would you believe it? Liverpool concede from a set piece, and it looked like Ben Gibson got the vital touch to flick it over the top of Alisson and into the far corner. And Norwich, against the run of play, have struck back here. It's Liverpool 1, Norwich 1.
What a header that is, and again we saw an exceptional one at the other end from Curtis Jones. This one from Ben Gibson's probably a little bit better. They tried it just now to get across the first post, didn't quite get there. This time they get it absolutely spot on. He just makes that run into that near post. It looks like Darwin Núñez is on him, hunger and desire. He gets there before Joe Gomez, gets his head on it, and it's a really, really good header into that far corner. And listen, this passage of play has been their best passage throughout the whole first half. Get the ball into the right areas, that's where they're dangerous. Ashley Barnes, Ben Gibson, Grant Hanley, big guys. Really good header, 1-1.
So Ben Gibson has levelled the match for Norwich. Liverpool 1, Norwich 1. Midway through the first half, let's get half-time at Vicarage Road in the FA Cup with TalkSport's Ian Abrahams.
Watford 1, Southampton 0. Matthias Martin's goal on 5 minutes, free kick from the edge of the area, fired home. Watford had several other half chances. Best chance for Southampton, a free kick. Headed goal was by Taylor Holbert-Bellis, but just over. At the break, Watford 1, Southampton 0.
Thanks, Ian. Liverpool 1, Norwich 1 in the FA Cup here at Anfield on TalkSport with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup. 18 plus, please drink responsibly. Remember, we'll have the draw for the 5th round at half-time here at Anfield, and you'll hear that live on TalkSport before commentary of Newport against Manchester United to come at 4:30. And still 0-0 in the Championship between QPR and Huddersfield. In the WSL, Manchester United 2-1 winners over Aston Villa earlier. Everton 0, Leicester 1. Bristol City 0, West Ham 1. And Tottenham 0, Manchester City 1 are all latest scores. So Liverpool have to respond. They were under no threat for the first 22 minutes, but Norwich have equalised. And here's Hernandez for them, driving up towards the halfway line, and maybe the shock could be on today. Steered forward by Fasnacht first time, left-footed, and it's brought down rather neatly by Núñez. He's got it wide to Stacey. Stacey's cross is too close to Alisson, who gathers. Game on here, Darren Bent.
Yeah, Norwich having a right good go, to be fair. They're now starting to press, they're playing on the front foot, and that goal's giving them a real bit of life, because first off, they go 1-0 down. I'm thinking, well, how many is it going to be? Fair play, they've reacted really well. They've had two really good opportunities, and that's where Hernandez is going to have to be key, because he looks like he's the outlet. He's got to time his runs better, because with the pace that he's got, he can really cause Liverpool problems on that counter-attack.
And so Liverpool have to respond. Gomez on the halfway line, crossfield left to right, high towards the far side, brought down well by Bradley. Bradley's deflected delivery, loops up into the air, and Kenny McLean gets his header to it, and Norwich managed to scramble it away. Tussle on the far side between Hernandez and Bradley. Bradley gets the better of Hernandez, but in the end it's the Cuban who strikes back. And Norwich growing in confidence, and much to the delight of their 3,800 away supporters, they've got themselves an equaliser, and it's 1-1, and there's a foul on McCallum on the far side in the left-back position.
Yeah, I mean, full of confidence now, Norwich. I mean, I did not see this happening 5 minutes ago, but fair play. They're getting the ball down. They're trying to work it out of tight areas. Liverpool trying to press and getting caught the wrong side of certain Norwich players as well, but listen, fair play to Norwich. They're getting men up the pitch, and that's what they're going to have to do. I'm looking at Ashley Barnes now. He's got his hands on his knees because it's going to be a long afternoon for him. All he knows is if he keeps getting in the right areas, he'll get an opportunity, because he should have had one earlier, but they overhit the cross.
And it looked like it would be a processional victory for Liverpool when Curtis Jones headed them in front, but Ben Gibson, with a header of his own, has got Norwich back into the cup tie. Here is McConnell for Liverpool in the centre circle. A square ball to Ibrahima Konate. Konate back to Quansah. Liverpool, the FA Cup winners 8 times. Knocked out at the 4th round stage last year by Brighton and Hove Albion. Here is Gakpo for them, left-hand edge of the penalty area, plays it backwards and slightly infield to Gomez. Gomez angles the ball wide left again, opportunity for Jones. Gakpo's little touch back to Gomez once more. Gomez hangs up the high cross. Diogo Jota gets his head to it, but it was slightly overhit by Gomez. Jota was always stretching, and it's gone behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, I think he got up too early there, Diogo Jota. I'm not quite sure that the ball was that bad, but he seemed to jump really early and try and get his head to it. But again, I think Liverpool are reluctant to put the ball in the box straight away, because you've got the likes of Grant Hanley and Ben Gibson who want you to do that, want you to that physical contact. They want to go and head the ball. So Liverpool have to be a little bit cuter. And as I said, in the final third, just be a little bit sharper, little 1-2s maybe, get your shots off. And I think that was what could unlock this Norwich defence.
Well, 70% of the ball for Liverpool so far, but as we saw yesterday at Portman Road, home of one of Darren's old clubs, Ipswich.
Sorry, please don't mention that.
I'm sorry, I've got to, because it was the shock of one of the shocks of the last, ever in the FA Cup. but I think they had 23% of the possession, Maidstone, and look, it means nothing, does it, ultimately?
Do you know what, Joe? I sent a message to the Drive producer after about 10 minutes. I said to him, I think it's going to be 5-0. Why was I wrong?
We have a lot of Ipswich fans at TalkSport, don't we? Including the producer here today. There's so many. Here is Stacey in the right back position for Norwich. Little 1-2 with Sarr on the near side of the field, and back they go to Hanley on the edge of the 18-yard area. So Norwich playing with a little more confidence now, having got themselves the equaliser. Carelessly conceded though by Marcelino Nunez to give it away. Then quickly Jones hammered it into the feet of Gakpo. Gakpo was never able to control that. He stumbled on the ball. Norwich go back to goalkeeper George Long, formerly of Millwall and Sheffield United. It's his raking pass upfield that's brilliantly controlled, plucked out of the air, that on his chest by Ashley Barnes.
That's how important he is going to be. That was fantastic hold-up play from him as well, because it weren't an easy ball. I think he had Curtis Jones coming to check the ball off his toes. He had big Ibra Kamati behind him as well. Managed to hold it up and link play, and that's what he's going to have to do all afternoon, because that will get Norwich up the pitch.
27 minutes gone with the FA Cup 5th round draw to come on TalkSport at half-time. Liverpool 1, Norwich 1. Lovely run infield by Bradley. He finds Darwin Nunez, is clear! It's 2-1 to Liverpool! That was so critical from Darwin Nunez, who really seemed to have hit form at the start of 2024. Set up by Bradley, rampaging down that right-hand side. Darwin Nunez was in, he couldn't miss, and Jurgen Klopp with a big smile on the touchline once again. Liverpool 2, Norwich 1.
That was all about Conor Bradley, what he done on that far right-hand side. He won the ball back from Hernan Hernandez. He drove forward, he went past one, and he just rolled a lovely ball into Darwin Nunez. And Darwin Nunez showed in that little situation there something we've not really seen much this season, and that's composure. He gets in there, he doesn't try and take the lever off the ball, he just rolls it calmly into that far corner, and it's a really, really good finish. Good first touch from him, and the side foot into the far corner. Really good finish, great goal.
Proper number 9's finish, and Darren Bent would know about one or two of those. So for Darwin Nunez now, 3 goals in his last 2. First goal at Anfield actually since the end of October, and Jurgen Klopp oohs and ahs on the touchline. It may be the start of the long goodbye for Liverpool's legendary manager, the king of Anfield really in the modern era, Jurgen Klopp. He, as I said before the game, is rightly right up there with Bill Shankly, Bob Paisley, Joe Fagan, Kenny Dalglish, the great of the great at Liverpool. And Jurgen Klopp looks like he's going to really enjoy these last few months.
Yeah, he is, and it was a really good goal, and you could tell how much it meant to him. I looked at his face down there on the little monitor that we've got, and he was grinning like anything. I'm pretty sure it was more that the assist from Conor Bradley, because he did fantastically well in that move. But for Darwin Nunez, it was nice to see him show a bit of composure rather than try and take the lever off the ball, which is what we've seen him do so often this season.
I can see Alexander-Arnold warming up down below us, and Conor Bradley proving a more than able deputy for Trent Alexander-Arnold.
Oh, there's some big boots to throw there. I mean, listen, that was Trent-esque what he did, Conor Bradley, but again, having Trent back and looking down the list of what's on their bench, wow, their bench is really, really strong.
Well, Liverpool have won it back again deep inside the Norwich half. Ryan Gravenberch in the penalty area, crossing right-footed, knocked off at the near post by Gibson, and Liverpool have a corner, so Norwich were not level for long, level for 6 minutes, and it's Liverpool 2, Norwich 1, live on TalkSport. TalkSport and TalkSport.com for all the reaction to the events at the Hawthorns, where Wolves won the cup tie against West Brom, but the game at one stage was suspended for 38 minutes due to crowd trouble. Corner which Gakpo will take for Liverpool. Bradley has come short towards him. 2 arms up into the air though from Gakpo, the Dutchman. Drills it in low towards Jota, cut out in the nick of time by Gabriel Sara on the stretch for Norwich City. It's come back to Joe Gomez for Liverpool, 10 yards into opposition territory. Gravenberch quickly wide to the near side, the left, and Jones one-on-one with Stacey, plays it back to Gravenberch again. Gravenberch looks up, twists back onto his left foot, plenty of poise from the former Bayern and Ajax player. And now McConnell back to Quansah, and Liverpool content to keep possession here, leading by 2-1. It's Gravenberch once more, playing it square to Gomez, 10 yards from the D, lovely ball to Bradley, Gakpo! Oh, he's rolled it wide from the edge of the 6-yard box. What a huge opportunity for Cody Gakpo. Defence splitting pass from Gravenberch in the build-up. Bradley slid in, cut it back across. The ball in from Gomez initially, Bradley back to Gakpo, and he has to score. He hasn't.
No, he hasn't. He hasn't got a clean contact. There's more studs. I mean, it's great play again from Gomez and from Conor Bradley. But as you said, the last little part where you've got to...
Oh, Norwich turning into trouble. Gravenberch is through. Gravenberch off the line. Somehow, two Norwich players in the way. Hanley and Gibson. Bradley crosses now. Steered away by Gibson again. Norwich caught out on the edge of their own penalty area. Kenny McLean all at sea. Gravenberch round the goalkeeper. He had an empty net. But I think between them, sliding in from opposite sides, Gibson and Hanley got it away.
I don't even know where to start with that one. I mean, it was Norwich again. I mean, we've seen them before try and play out from the back, and Liverpool caught them. The second time they try and do it again, they get caught on the edge of their own box, and Gravenberch does everything right. He sits the goalkeeper down, he shifts the ball, but it's the last little bit, Joe. If he can get more contact on it, he scores. Because he almost scuffs it, that's how they managed to clear it. But again, Norwich playing into Liverpool's hands by trying to play out from the back, which is something they haven't been able to do.
Two absolutely golden chances for Liverpool, and now Gakpo delivers high and right-footed, and Jota can't reach it at the far post. Goalkeeper Long, all in blue, looked a little concerned as it drifted beyond his far post and out of play for a goal kick. Now will Norwich play from the back again here, I wonder?
I hope not, because we've seen Ashley Barnes hold the ball up really well from this type of situation, and you can see here the goalkeeper saying to Gibson and to Grant Hanley, get up. There's no point in doing that because we can't do it. Go a bit more direct and we'll get something from that.
Liverpool 2, Norwich 1. 32 and a half minutes played at Anfield. The final word on TalkSport from 6:30 tonight. Majestic and Ian Holloway, 03717 223344. Will have brought you 9 commentaries by the end of the FA Cup 4th round weekend, and Liverpool heading into the last 16 as it stands. And it's just sloppy finishing that's prevented them from adding to the lead. A little bit of heroic defending in there as well, but as you say, Darren, really Hanley and Gibson shouldn't have been given the chance to get it off the line.
No, they shouldn't have been. If Gravenberch had got more on it, he would have scored. But even before that, with the Gakpo chance as well, I've been there, Joe, sometimes where the ball's coming to you and you think, I've scored before you've actually done the hard part, which is put the ball in the back of the net, and he looks like he just lost a bit of concentration at the last bit, and he puts it wide.
Here come Liverpool again with Jota. He's 10 yards from the corner of the penalty area. Rolls the pass infield for McConnell. Anfield has just gone a little quiet here as Gravenberch looks to roll down the inside right channel. Bradley with a little back heel through the legs of McConnell to set up Gravenberch, who then was caught. And that's a Liverpool free kick, 10 yards from the corner flag on the far side of the field, their right-hand side. And Liverpool, who are looking to make it 10 unbeaten in all competitions since mid-December, and 25 unbeaten at home in all competitions it would be. They haven't lost at home since February of last year, that 5-2 defeat to Real Madrid in Europe, which feels an absolute age ago, if you remember that. Gakpo standing over it then for Liverpool. Bradley's come short. Norwich have brought everybody back. 2-1 down here. Norwich City of the Championship to the Premier League leaders. Floated in high by Gakpo towards Darwin Núñez, in and around the penalty spot. Quansah went for it. It's come out to Conor Bradley. Wide he goes again to the free kick taker Gakpo from the right-hand edge of the penalty area. Cross is deflected away. It's come back to Bradley again. He hangs one up high. Headed away by Hanley. Drops down to Gravenberch. Urged to shoot. Gravenberch holds on to possession. Plays it square now to McConnell. Faced up by a sea of canary yellow shirts, so goes square to Gravenberch once more. Left of centre, midway inside the Norwich half. He tried to thread it through the legs of Fasnacht. Fasnacht there to intercept. Steered upfield by Hanley for Norwich, but Norwich unable to bring Barnes into the game, so the hold-up play is almost non-existent.
Absolutely non-existent, because they've got to find a way of getting it into him, but get it in and around him as well, because at the minute they're trying to be too precise. There's no space in front of him, so you have to go a bit more direct, go over the top of the midfield press and then let him get hold of it, and then you can maybe draw fouls and get some of the midfield players up to him. But at the minute it's just coming straight back.
Jota is midway inside Norwich City territory, goes back to Konate on the halfway line, and now Quansah steps into opposition territory and threads the ball out to the left, the near side channel, and Gravenberch at the base of this three-tiered main stand. Liverpool playing towards Anfield Road in the first half, the most newly revamped stand at the ground. Bradley looks to knock the ball through the middle, a slide rule pass towards Jones, intercepted on the stretch by Kenny McLean, who went to ground and scooped it out of play. Liverpool take the resulting throw quickly, and they're at a very leisurely pace here, almost at walking pace. A game of cat and mouse, Norwich sitting very deep and just continuing to let Liverpool have the ball, and it's a dangerous game to play, as we've seen already this afternoon. Gakpo looking to pick up the pace and drive towards the dead ball line and wins a corner off the Swiss Christian Fasnacht.
Yeah, really direct from Gakpo there as well. Try to draw his man out there, go past him, get the cross in, and that's what you might have to be. As I said, you can't just be ripping the balls in there. You're going to have to use the wide areas, get it out there quick, let them go and beat their defender 1-for-1. But really good from Gakpo. He got himself a corner.
Konate's forward for Liverpool. All 3 of his goals for the club have been headers in cup competitions. Gakpo will hoist that high towards the 6-yard box, and it spins off the head of Stacey this time. Just stretching to get his head to it, the man with number 3 on the back of his Norwich shirt, and it's a second Liverpool corner in quick succession, their 4th of the afternoon. Liverpool, who are into a 14th League Cup final, their 9th final under Jurgen Klopp. And Jurgen Klopp, the only Liverpool manager to win the League, the European Cup, the FA Cup and the League Cup with Liverpool. That is a unique achievement. Gakpo to deliver from the far side, right-footed and out-swinging. Diogo Jota got his head to it, but Liverpool in their red couldn't find the second ball. It's hoisted high up into the still relatively bright afternoon sky by Stacey. Very windy here today. Alisson is miles out of his goal, and he had all the time in the world to retrieve possession. It is quite a strange atmosphere in the game at the moment, Darren Bale.
Yeah, it's almost a little bit flat. As you said, that Alisson's not had much to do other than pick the ball at the back of the net with that goal from Ben Gibson. But other than that, you're right, there's been no real atmosphere. We're hearing it now with some of the substitutes. But other than that and the goals, it's been quite subdued.
Virgil van Dijk leading the queue of Liverpool players warming up on the near side touchline. The team on the field should have scored more than the 2 that they've managed in the game so far. Liverpool should have scored 3 or 4. Poor pass out of defence by Quansah, but it's won back by Gravenberch on the edge of the Norwich penalty area. Forward to Gakpo, deflected effort. Well, it looked like it took a deflection. Maybe it just bobbled wide of goal because the referee says goal kick. Liverpool 2, Norwich 1 it remains.
Yeah, Cody Gakpo. He just looks like he's maybe lacking a bit of confidence there, because it was the right technique what he did there, getting the ball on the edge of the box, letting it run across his body. He should know exactly where he is in that D. Just hit the target. If he hits the target, he's got an opportunity, but there he dragged it a little bit, rushed it. Maybe just someone who's a little bit short of confidence at the minute.
Gakpo one off double figures in the season so far for Liverpool, as McConnell with great tenacity steps across Ashley Barnes to whip it off his toes, and Liverpool can begin to build again from just shy of the halfway line. A reminder, the game at the Hawthorns earlier, West Brom 0, Wolves 2 the final score, but the game at one stage paused for 38 minutes due to crowd trouble. I'll give you the FA statement on that again in just a moment. Liverpool coming forward on the far side there right, beneath the Sir Kenny Dalglish stand, and now Gravenberch out to the right-hand channel again, and Bradley. Ball back in field to McConnell. McConnell pushes it into the centre circle where Quansah is waiting. Quansah quickly gets it out of his feet, shuffles it wide left to Gakpo. Gakpo with a clever pass in field to McConnell, who steps slightly further forward but stumbled on the ball, gives it away to Kenny McLean. Now Norwich are breaking, knocked over the halfway line high by Sarah, but no chance that Ashley Barnes was going to reach that, and a simple back header cushioned into the gloves of his goalkeeper for Quansah. And here come Liverpool again, attack the defence here.
Wrong pass again from Gabriel Sara, wrong pass. O'Neill Hernandez was in, but he opted to go for Ashley Barnes, which was a much more difficult pass. He tried to hook it in behind over Quansah's head, and that wasn't in. Hernandez, if you just feed it in front of him, he's in on goal again. You never know, he can go past the defender, he gets a shot off. Again, these type of situations Norwich need to make more of.
Liverpool have the ball on the far side of the field again, but it's at walking pace. McConnell 10 yards inside Norwich territory, back to the halfway line, and Quansah will have a special programme looking back at Jurgen Klopp's Liverpool career so far on Monday night at 7 o'clock on TalkSport. Auf Wiedersehen Klopp, it is called, with Danny Kelly your host. Danny Murphy will be alongside him, and the former Liverpool CEO Peter Moore will be among the guests. That's Monday at 7 on TalkSport, and so much history maybe still yet to be written for Jurgen Klopp and Liverpool. Of course, they're chasing the quadruple again this season. Ball on the right-hand side now with Bradley. Inside right channel, blocked off by Hernandez. That's a throw to Norwich. And just to give you that FA statement again, after events at the Hawthorns earlier on, the FA has called the disorder completely unacceptable and goes on to say the behaviour of those involved is dangerous and inexcusable. We will be investigating these serious incidents alongside the clubs and the relevant authorities, and the appropriate action will be taken. Trouble at the Hawthorns early today. Missiles were thrown at one end of the field. A large fight broke out in one area of the stadium, and the players were taken to the changing rooms at one stage as police restored order before coming back on to finish the game, which Wolves won 2-0. Here is Quansah for Liverpool. He's 10 yards shy of the halfway line. And Liverpool now with Konate. again at a nonchalant pace almost. Kanate slips as he pings the ball high on the diagonal towards the dead ball line. Gakpo can't reach it, it trickles out to play. It's almost as though both sides are waiting for the half-time whistle. 4 minutes of normal time to go in the first time.
Yeah, well, Norwich, they're probably thinking it's only 2-1, there's only one goal in it.
Yeah.
Don't want to commit too many men forward because, as you said earlier, Joe, the game could have been out of sight. Liverpool missed that many chances, had good opportunities and not capitalised on them. And for Norwich, you're thinking, well, half-time 2-1, we still get an opportunity, maybe a set play or something like that gets us back into the game. So from Norwich's perspective, I can understand it.
Darren Bent will be back tomorrow with Drive alongside Andy Goldstein as always at 4 o'clock. I bet Andy and the team are listening.
Yeah, probably got the notepads out for him. He made little notes. What's he said here? What's wrong? Knowing them.
Well, let's see. I'm sure there'll be a debrief tomorrow as Liverpool win it back on the halfway line with Jones in the centre circle. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 2 in the WSL. As Manchester City look to close the gap on leaders Chelsea to 3 points. Another goal in the WSL for Bunny Shaw. And Bristol City 1, West Ham 1 in the WSL. That's a clash between the bottom two, both level on 5 points. Equaliser for Bristol City. Here is Jones for Liverpool, who lead Norwich by 2-1. 3 minutes of the first half, plus stoppage time to go. Just shrugs aside the challenge of Barnes. And now Bradley on the halfway line. Bradley coming infield into that inverted role. How difficult is it for Ashley Barnes in a game like this, Darren?
It's awful because, and that's the way you describe it, as awful because you know you're going to get limited touches. You're hoping that you get maybe an opportunity to score a goal, but it's going to be difficult. You need your teammates around you, and that's why I looked at him halfway through the first half. His hands were on his knees because he's tired, because he's having to do a lot of work on his own. He's not getting much support, but as a centre forward, all you can do is keep going, and hopefully get that opportunity.
Gravenberch driving infield from the corner of the penalty area for Liverpool. His cross is deflected away only as far as Gomez, urged to shoot by the crowd. Gomez instead curls a pass towards the far side, the right, under pressure. It's behind Diogo Jota. It'll drift harmlessly out of play for a Norwich throw. In fairness to Norwich, they have ridden their luck on a couple of occasions today, but at 2-1 down, they'll still feel there's a chance for them in the cup tie.
We've seen they got the set play and Ben Gibson got his head to the ball and it was a really, really good header. So they'll be thinking, if we can keep it compact, keep it tight and get an opportunity up the other end of the pitch, or if Ashley Barnes can draw a foul up the right end of the pitch, get the ball into the box with some quality. They've got some big guys in their team that can certainly get their head on the ball, so I can see that's what the game plan is.
Once the half-time whistle goes here at Anfield, don't go away. We've got the half-time draw, the draw for the 5th round at half-time on TalkSport to come. And then, once we're done here in the cup tie, 4:30, Newport against Manchester United, and that is live and only on TalkSport. It's the only place on national radio where you can get commentary of the big game at Rodney Parade. 12 times winners Manchester United, away to Newport County club that have caused upsets in the FA Cup in the past. A throw on the far side to Norwich, and Sam McCallum will take it. He's impressed in recent weeks, despite being out of contract at the end of the season. Norwich have sent Gibson and Hanley forward here for what looks like is going to be a long throw. And they've only really had one effort on goal, Norwich, and they scored from it. It was a Gibson header, which at one stage levelled the game. Throw by McCallum in towards the near post. Hanley's got the header in this time, and it's plucked out of the air by Addison.
That's all, I think where Norwich are going to get a lot of their joy from, a set plays and a long throw out, which was fantastic.
And a poor throw out by Addison, and it's won back by Kenny McLean. Darts down the inside right channel, low ball in, gathered by Addison at the near post. The goalkeeper got a bit lucky because McLean was on his weaker side, and so the cross wasn't a great one. Easy take for Addison.
Yeah, I mean, it's the right idea what he's tried to do, which is just bend it in that little gap between, again, the 6-yard box and the penalty spot, but he gets too much on it, and Addison comes and collects. But these are the type of situations where Norwich, if they can get the ball wide and get set plays, they've got a great opportunity, because we've seen it already there. They've had a long throw in a corner, the corner they scored from, and the long throw, it gets it the first touch on it, and the keeper comes and claims it. So they've got opportunities from set plays.
2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half here at Anfield. Liverpool 2, Norwich 1. The ball is on the far side with Conor Bradley of Liverpool. He who set up the second goal, scored by Darwin Nunez to make it 2-1. Now Kwanzaa steers the ball wide to the near side, the left, and Gomez, who's done a super job filling in at left back for Liverpool in the absence of Andy Robertson. And again, a lot of praise from Jurgen Klopp in the build-up. And here is Bradley for Liverpool on the opposite wing, the far side, the right.
Yeah, Gomez has done really well.
As Gravenberch tees up Darwin Nunez down by the dead ball line. Cross whipping away from goal, headed away. It's come back to Gomez on the edge of the D. Now Jones plays it back to Kwanzaa as the wind picks up again around Anfield. Nearly a minute of the 2 added at the end of the first half has been played. Darwin Nunez in the right wing position now, darting in field away from Hernandez. Very quiet again at Anfield, understandably so given the lack of tempo in the game. Jota's tried to pick out Bradley's dynamic run down the far side the right. It's cleared away. Has had a strange feel to it, this one. There was so much expectation early on with the start that Liverpool made, and when they took the lead it felt like a sort of game where you think, well, is it going to be 4 or 5? Then Norwich got an equaliser, Liverpool quickly back in front, and since then Liverpool have passed up the chance to pretty much put the game to bed. Here's Bradley on the far side the right again. Forward to Jota. Can Liverpool conjure up one last effort with 30 seconds to go in the first half? The noise you can hear is from the Norwich fans behind the Anfield Road end goal as Barnes drops deep to win them a free kick.
Exactly what he's got to do, Ashley Barnes. Really well done there. Getting the ball, holding the ball up for his team, drawing the foul, and now they can just take a breather and obviously going into half-time. But as you said there, Joe, I think you're spot on. It's almost lacklustre, the atmosphere in here at the minute. I mean, I think because there's no tempo in the game and it's pretty much attack versus defence. Liverpool get the ball, they try and create something, Norwich lose it, clear it, and Liverpool do it again. There's no real kind of jeopardy on the game almost, but as I said there, the young club will get his side in and they know they have to raise it. But for Norwich, you're delighted where you are right now.
Massive goal in the Championship. QPR 0, Huddersfield 1. Jack Redoni late in the game for Huddersfield. They can move further clear of QPR in the fight for survival. Meanwhile, here at Anfield, Liverpool lead by 2-1 at half-time. Quite the rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone for Jurgen Klopp in the context of this week, of course, and the announcement that he'll leave the club at the end of the season before the game started. And Liverpool took the lead through Curtis Jones. A fine header actually at the far post after a lovely flighted cross from James McConnell on his first senior start to pick out Jones at the far post, and he continues his good scoring streak at Anfield. Ben Gibson replied for Norwich with an equaliser, a header from a corner in what is really their only foray forward. They tried to contain Liverpool, but they couldn't contain Darwin Nunez, who picked out the near corner to make it 2-1 when put clear on goal. Liverpool have passed up chances to add to the lead at half-time on TalkSport. Liverpool 2, Norwich 1. Thanks, Adrian. Perfect timing as Liverpool get the second half underway, playing from left to right, all in red towards the Kop, and Norwich in their canary yellow and green, playing from right to left towards the Anfield Road end, where there are nearly 4,000 Norwich fans in the lower tier. And no changes, so Liverpool, Alisson in goal, Bradley, Konate on the ball now, Quansah and Gomez, with McConnell, Jones and Gravenberch in midfield, Gakpo, Jota and Darwin Nunez up front for Norwich. The goalkeeper is Long, with Stacey, Hanley, Gibson and McCallum in defence. Sara, Nunez and McLean in midfield. That's Marcelino, Nunez, Fasnacht, Hernandez in support of Barnes up front. And Liverpool with dominant force in possession so far in the game, dominant territorially too. They should have scored more than the 2 that they have scored, and I think Jurgen Klopp will be disappointed with the manner of the defending for the Norwich goal. And Quansah nearly caught out on halfway by Marcelino Nunez, but quickly Gomez came across to win the ball back, quickly snapping it off the toes of Marcelino Nunez, and Liverpool in possession with Gomez on that far side of the field. Quickly forward to Gakpo. Gakpo amid a subdued atmosphere at Anfield, I think it's fair to say so far. There was a great rendition of You'll Never Walk Alone for Jurgen Klopp before the game got started, and a couple of big important banners behind the Kop end goal as well. Jota taps it forward, Gakpo's in the box, deflected away. Liverpool almost through for a third there, out of nothing virtually. And Jones has got it by the corner of the penalty area. Back to Gomez. Gomez whips in the right-footed cross. Darwin Nunez with a downward header, and it's gathered by the goalkeeper George Long. Liverpool 2, Norwich 1. And here's Darren Bent.
Yeah, they worked it really well, and I think Gakpo there again, it's a little bit, not sluggish, but it just took a little bit too long. As soon as it passed, and they worked it really well. As soon as it came into him from Jota, who leaves it into a lovely area, just swivel and hit it. You don't need to take the touch, just swivel, hit it. You're already 8 yards out, hit the target, you probably score. But he took that extra touch, trying to be too precise. Chance is gone.
Ashley Barnes has won Norwich a free kick on the edge of the D. Norwich, the Championship side, got themselves an equaliser at one point before falling behind again, though I don't think David Wagner will be too disappointed with the scoreline at all. They've stayed in the game, and I guess things like set plays, which is what led to the equaliser, Darren, are going to be crucial for them in this second half.
Exactly that. They scored from the corner, which was a set play, and they got close with the throw on. I think this is what they're playing for. Ashley Barnes does what we spoke about that first half, draws the foul, in a really, really good area, and now they get to send the likes of Grant Hanley up, Ben Gibson up. Ashley Barnes is big.
And the free kick's been lofted downfield towards McCallum, who tried to pull the ball back from the left-hand edge of the penalty area. It was cleared away by Liverpool. It's come out to Sara, who drills it just wide from fully 40 yards out. He absolutely hammered that, left-footed the Brazilian. And Alisson was scrambling across to his right-hand side, and it flashed into the side netting. Still 2-1 Liverpool.
That strike was clean as they come. I mean, he's absolutely hit it. And I mean, it's only a yard away, but it obviously had Alisson worried a little bit. Really, really nice strike. I mean, to beat a goalkeeper from that range, of that quality, would have taken some strike, but a really, really good strike. But again, Liverpool not clearing their lines properly.
Newport against Manchester United to come. Live and exclusive on TalkSport from 4:30, and commentary of Blackburn against Wrexham in the FA Cup tomorrow is on TalkSport 2. We'll recap the 5th round draw for you shortly. Here come Norwich City now with Marcelino Nunez playing the ball back into his own half, where Gibson, the goal scorer, is rating, and he feeds goalkeeper George Long, all in bright blue. Long slips as he sends a high-raking clearance downfield. The towering header clear by Konate beneath the floodlights. Lovely early evening here at Anfield. And it is chilly, and there is a sweeping wind across the stadium. Ball on the far side to Darwin Nunez, who darts infield from the left-hand channel. Darwin Nunez with a sweeping ball, left to right to find Bradley. Dropped onto his right foot. Bradley's cross is headed away by McCallum at the near post. A lovely crossfield pass from Darwin Nunez as Liverpool attack towards the Kop. And a third goal, of course, you would think would really put the tie beyond Norwich City.
Yeah, you'd think so. I mean, I think Liverpool are probing now, and I mean, even that cross there from Conor Bradley. The only thing I say about it is to score a goal like that with that type of cross would have been incredibly difficult. Too much power on it. It was an awkward height as well, but they are working it really, really well, and you can quite clearly see it's only a matter of time before they do create that opportunity. It's whether they can take it or not.
And the winners will play either Watford or Southampton at home in the last 16, and it's still Watford 1, Southampton 0 at Vicarage Road. Here's McConnell for Liverpool, 19-year-old who set up the first goal for Curtis Jones. Curtis Jones on the ball now, 10 yards from the corner of the penalty area. To his left is Gakpo. Back to Jones on the edge of the box again. Jones hammers in a shot, just wide. A curler with his right foot, and Liverpool only a couple of feet away from potentially making it 3-1.
Yeah, unfortunate that from Curtis Jones. Really good technique. He knew exactly what he was going to try to do. The moment he got the ball from Cody Gakpo just got it out of his feet and just whipped it. He tried to use Gabriel Sara as his kind of like his arrow to go round him, and it was unfortunate. Only about a yard wide, but it was correct technique that he tried to do.
They did meet here, these two teams, in the 5th round in March 2022. Liverpool were 2-1 winners that day, on the way to lifting the trophy, of course, in 2022. A year where they did the League and FA Cup double. Liverpool, the substitutes today: Alexander-Arnold, Diaz, Elliott, Kelleher, Robertson, Van Dijk, Szoboszlai, who hasn't played since New Year's Day because of that hamstring injury, and Bobby Clark, the 18-year-old, Owen Beck, 21, the great nephew of Ian Rush, Owen Beck. Here goes Curtis Jones on the inside right channel for Liverpool. He's led with the edge of the 18-yard box. He's been held up by Kenny McLean. A sea of yellow shirts in front of him, so Jones goes back to the midway point of the Norwich half.
Some bench they got there, Liverpool.
It's not bad, is it?
when you said about the strength and depth on the bench, I thought, I mean, in most positions there, I mean, they've got some fantastic players on that bench, goal threats, they've got defensive rocks on there. He must be happy with that bench, I'm telling you.
And Robertson coming back is big too. And Liverpool may be readying a triple substitution. We'll keep you up to date. Gakpo from the corner of the penalty area crosses. Bradley coming in at the far post, tried to bundle it in. Appeals for handball against Onel Hernandez. It's clattered up into the sky by Sam McCallum for Norwich City, who's now nodded it forward towards the left-hand channel, the near side, right in front of Jurgen Klopp, who watches on with his hands in his pockets. No change in terms of the body language of Klopp today, after the big news on Friday that we brought you on TalkSport, the news that shocked the footballing world, but this is his last season as Liverpool manager. The Norwich bench, by the way: Anson, Gunn, Fisher, Yanulis, Sainz, Gibbs, Ida, Poheta and Sørensen. Now then, Liverpool have the ball with Ibrahima Konate, just shy of halfway. Rolls it all the way back to Alisson, who is decked out all in black. Now over 250 appearances for Liverpool for Alisson. I think Szoboszlai is going to come on for Liverpool very shortly, and Van Dijk potentially too. That's a high-raking ball upfield. Gibson can't deal with it. Jota is in to make it 3-1. Gibson beaten by the the flight of the long ball forward. Diogo Jota pounced on the error, hit it left-footed, and erring into the far corner at the Kop end, and that is probably Liverpool into the 5th round. Liverpool 3, Norwich 1.
What a goal and what a finish. He is absolutely lethal. Anywhere in and around that penalty box, Diogo Jota, on either foot, he can finish it. I mean, Gibson, he gets caught out here. He doesn't quite judge the flight of the pass. I mean, it's a really good run from Diogo Jota. Just bends his running behind, but he's got to deal with that. Ben Gibson's got to deal with it. He doesn't work his feet, and the moment it drops, he doesn't even take a touch. He just absolutely leathers it. Really good, clean volley from Diogo Jota. As I said, Ben Gibson, he really should deal with it. He doesn't take a touch, and he just hits it across the goalkeeper. Really good finish there from Diogo Jota.
Darren Bent, former England international, alongside us in the commentary box, and Darren knows what a good goal looks like at Anfield. He scored here before, and that was some finish from Diogo Jota in a Liverpool shirt. And Norwich fans, well, it could get worse, because here come Szoboszlai, Robertson and Van Dijk. Now, that's almost cruel, isn't it?
I mean, if you're a Norwich player on the pitch and you look to the side and you see them three coming on, you start thinking, wow.
Long the goalkeeper under pressure, but he manages to thunder the clearance high upfield on his left side. Lovely cushion header infield by Bradley to find McConnell, and great poise and confidence about Bradley and McConnell in this Liverpool side today, the two least experienced players in the starting 11. Norwich have given away a free kick on the halfway line, and David Wagner, who has known Jurgen Klopp, the Norwich manager, ever since their days at Mainz in the 90s. And he'll be wondering what may lie in store for his team with 35 minutes still to go, as Jones is the first to leave the field for Liverpool. Gomez likewise coming off. Here comes Dominic Szoboszlai back in the team after injury. Takes the acclaim of Anfield. Virgil van Dijk coming on as well, as is Andy Robertson, and Konate is the other player to leave the field for Liverpool. And that's a massive boost when you think about the Liverpool players, even in the good start that they've had to this calendar year. I mean, Robertson as well has been out since October. He had a shoulder problem that he picked up on international duty, Andy Robertson. And listen to what the crowd think of his return. Raucous noise at Anfield. This is as loud as it's been today, and Liverpool have scored 3 times.
It has been, but Andy Robertson, since he's got to Liverpool, has been outstanding. Jurgen Klopp identified him as a fullback that he wanted, and he's been exceptional since the moment he got to his football club. And having him back is a massive, massive boost. Joe Gomez defensively has been outstanding, but going forward, there's not many fullbacks better than Andy Robertson.
And so Liverpool with the triple change, and they lead by 3 goals to 1 as we head towards the hour mark here, live on Talk Sports. With Newport against Manchester United to come. That'll be followed by the final word, 03717 223344. Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist on Talk Sport Breakfast tomorrow from 6 to react to all the action. Monday from 7, we'll have a special programme, Auf Wiedersehen Klopp. Looking back on the Liverpool boss's career at Anfield so far, and what may yet be to come. The ball has been knocked out of play by Virgil van Dijk, his first Quansah rather, and out of play for a Norwich throw in the left back position. The 5th round draw for the FA Cup was made at half time. Blackburn or Wrexham, that tie, by the way, the 4th round tie, live on TalkSport 2 tomorrow, will take on Newcastle. So Blackburn or Wrexham against Newcastle, Chelsea or Aston Villa against Leeds or Plymouth. And Szoboszlai darts forward for Liverpool, ball in field is cut out and stabbed away by Hanley. Loose pass has dropped down to Gravenberg, square to the left, and Robertson urged to shoot straight away into the action and finding Gakpo on the edge of the penalty area. Gakpo goes square to McConnell. Suddenly Liverpool slow the pace of the game down, and Anfield goes a little quiet again. Bradley infield now to Szoboszlai, the number 8, and McConnell able to hold on to possession in the middle of the Norwich half. Bournemouth against Leicester is an FA Cup 5th round tie. Liverpool or Norwich, and Liverpool lead 3-1 here, will take on either Watford or Southampton in round 5. Watford 1, Southampton 0 remains the latest score as Liverpool come forward again. Darwin Núñez playing in the left wing position. Feeds Gravenberg with the lime green boots on, and now Quansah. Everybody inside the Norwich half bar, the Liverpool goalkeeper Allison, as Bradley prepares to cross. Steers it infield instead, a low short pass to Jota. Back from McConnell to Quansah, and Liverpool are knocking the ball about nicely here as Jota's cross is charged down by Hernandez. Barnes has gone for goal from inside the centre circle, trying to catch out Allison. It was on target, but in the end Allison was able to backpedal and actually stop it with his chest, so he wasn't too concerned.
Do you know what, Joe? If Ashley Barnes had done it quicker, he was halfway, like Allison was halfway between the goal and the halfway line. If he got his head up and looked quicker, it was actually on. But by the time he actually went to attempt it and hit it, Allison was on the penalty spot, so it had gone. But if he did it maybe 2 seconds earlier, it was on.
And he was in the centre circle inside his own half.
Exactly.
Here's Gravenberg for Liverpool, darting up the middle and shooting high over the top into the Kop. The rest of the fifth round draw, Bristol City or Nottingham Forest against Newport or Manchester United. Will be at Rodney Parade for live and exclusive commentary on TalkSport once we're done here. Wolves against Brighton, Sheffield Wednesday or Coventry against Maidstone United, who shocked Ipswich Town in the fourth round yesterday, and Luton against Manchester City completes the fifth round draw. Those ties will be played in the week of the 28th of February, so that'll be a midweek set of fifth round ties. Here come Norwich City on the attack on the far side with Stacey. A little bit of bright sunshine now making its way onto the Anfield Road end. The skies are really clear up ahead. Norwich have the ball back on the halfway line, so it looks like it'll be Liverpool to face either Watford or Southampton in the fifth round. What's the latest at Vicarage Road? TalkSport's Ian Abrahams.
2.5 minutes to go, still Watford 1, Southampton 0. Martins, who scored the goals, also hit a post. Saints with plenty of pressure haven't really forced Backman into a serious save. Their unbeaten run from September's on the line here. It's Watford 1, Southampton 0.
Yes, extraordinary club record run for Southampton under Russell Martin, but possibly heading for a rare defeat, and so it would be Liverpool or Norwich, and it looks like being Liverpool against Watford in the fifth round as it stands. Norwich are going to make a double change shortly. I think that's Borja Sainz and Jakob Sørensen who are getting ready to come on. Sørensen's not played a lot of football at all due to injury. Norwich have it with Barnes. Lovely spin pass down the left-hand side. A reverse ball to find Hernandez. Hernandez driving forward towards the corner of the penalty area, trying to squeeze in between two red shirts. Couldn't get beyond. Quansah having initially eluded Bradley. It's a Norwich throw. Midway inside Liverpool territory, we're right at the back of the main stand. It's a very steep drop to the near side touchline, but it's pretty much level with our commentary position. Away in the half to the left as we look at it. And indeed, Adam Eder is going to come on for Norwich very shortly, Dan.
Yeah, maybe inject a little bit of pace. Ashley Barnes, I think, has worked really hard, held the ball up really well when they've got the ball into him with real quality, but he just gives them a little bit more, Adam Eder, in terms of pace, getting him behind. And now we've obviously got another set play. And to be fair to Norwich, since the third goal's gone in, they've tried to get the ball down, they've tried to pass it, and they've probably had a nice little spell of play in these last 5-10 minutes. Gibson
and Hanley are both forward the centre halves, but they are going to make the changes first, which is interesting. So here comes Borja Sainz on in place of Onel Hernandez. We'll confirm those changes in a moment. First of all, that will go to a replay, surely, back at St Mary's. Triple change for Norwich. Eder, Sainz and Sørensen all onto the field, and Barnes, Hernandez and Hanley are the players who've gone off. So Hanley was getting ready to be part of the Norwich scrum of players inside the penalty area to meet this long throw from McCallum. He's gone off. It's aimed towards the substitute Sørensen, who's just come on. Liverpool get it away, and it's hit forward by Gakpo on the volley towards the halfway line, where it's back in Norwich possession. McLean steers it forward into the feet of Marcelino Nunez, and now Stacey, the former Bournemouth and Luton player, on the halfway line. Liverpool 3, Norwich 1 here, live on TalkSport. And the ball is with Marcelino Nunez now. Midway inside his own half of the field, he's dropped in between the two Norwich centre halves. Gibson's given him a hospital pass there, and Liverpool have won it back. Jota quickly to the right, and Szoboszlai, he lays it square. Darwin Nunez curls it, and it's deflected over the top. Unselfish from Szoboszlai to lay it square to Nunez, who had to wrap his foot around it. Corner to Liverpool.
Yeah, maybe overplayed just a little bit there. I mean, they win the ball back again from Norwich trying to play out from the back, which again they've been caught with, but really good play from Jota. And I just thought Szoboszlai maybe go onto it and hit it, but he doesn't. And when he gives it to Darwin Nunez, it's just behind him, so he's got to adjust his body, he's got to get the ball out of his feet, and he'll be disappointed with that because it could have been 4.
Szoboszlai will take the corner. It'll be a right-footed outswinger as we look at it, high towards Virgil van Dijk, thumping header into the net, and everybody is getting in on the act for Liverpool. It may be the start of the long goodbye for Jurgen Klopp, but Liverpool are determined to finish the season in style. They have a quadruple in sight, and it is going to be progress into the 5th round of the FA Cup. Van Dijk with a brilliant header. Liverpool 4, Norwich 1.
Brilliant header there from Van Dijk, but I watched Van Dijk's run and he's not tracked by anybody. He's standing there, I think he's behind Darwin Núñez. No one's really picking him up. He's got a free run at it, but what a header. I mean, to power the header from the penalty spot into the corner of the goal, really, really good header. But from a Norwich perspective, no one's anywhere near him. They allow a free run from Virgil van Dijk. He heads it on the penalty spot, but listen, take nothing away from the header. Absolute bullet header. Game over.
And so, there are still 27 minutes to go. Van Dijk met that with such majesty to thunder it beyond long, who had no chance of keeping it out. And so Liverpool, who are surely going through, will have to wait to see who they'll play in the 5th round, it looks like, with news of that goal, as we told you about a few moments ago, at Vicarage Road. Watford 1, Southampton 1, and Southampton, that unbeaten run, by the way, it'll be 22 unbeaten if it stays like that for Southampton, who are chasing promotion back to the Premier League at the first attempt. I mean, you look at the freedom of the penalty area that Van Dijk had there, Darren. I wonder whether it was Ida who was supposed to pick him up, and Ida's only just come on. So maybe there's a bit of rustiness there, possibly having just come off the bench.
Maybe because Van Dijk was standing behind Darwin Núñez, and it looked like no one was really picking him up. I think Adam Ida was in the area, but then...
And now Gakpo delivers to the far post. Jota almost underneath it, headed away by McCallum. It's pulled back by Bradley. Borja Sainz gets back. Every time we look towards the Kop, Darren, Liverpool look likely to score. They've got another corner.
Exactly, they work it really, really well. And just going back to that point where Virgil van Dijk, it looked like Adam Ida was near him, but when you give someone who's that big, who's that good in the air, a free run, and you're never going to be able to live with him, and he scores a really good goal, and now they've got a corner in the exact same place.
And here's another Liverpool change, and here comes Alexander-Arnold, who himself has had injury issues, playing for the first time since the round 3 win over Arsenal at the start of this year, and Darwin Núñez goes off, so you'd expect Alexander-Arnold to play some sort of orthodox midfield role now at this point. But these rotational triangles that Liverpool employ, involving the central midfielders and the fullbacks, I mean, they cause problems for any team, and Norwich are finding it hard to live with Liverpool now. 4-1 down, Norwich City. 20 minutes into the second half. Newport County against Manchester United to come, live on Talk Sport. It's Szoboszlai with another corner, whipped high towards Van Dijk, who chests it down. Alexander-Arnold on the half volley. That was cannoning towards goal, blocked by Sørensen at the heart of the Norwich back line. Alexander-Arnold again collects possession, dead centre, rolls it wide towards the near side. The pass intercepted by McCallum, not enough weight behind it, but eventually Szoboszlai shrugs aside McCallum to get it back for Liverpool. And seemingly when they lose the ball, Liverpool, they are determined to win it back within seconds, and more often than not in the game they've done that so far. Norwich City have tried to cling on, but Liverpool have scored twice in the second half already, and it's game over, and Liverpool's 11 has only got stronger with the 4 changes.
Yeah, it has. When Liverpool lose possession of the ball, they're relentless at getting it back. I mean, I think it's like 5 seconds they can get it back. They press in numbers as well. And Norwich at times have been trying to be a bit too cute by passing out from the edge of their own box. And sometimes, as we said first half, you have to go direct, give your team the opportunity to get up the pitch, and then you can start playing. But right now, Liverpool are so dominant. I mean, attacking down both wings. They've got Trent on now, who for me is one of the best inverted fullbacks there is out there. His range of passing is spectacular, and he almost scores with his very first touch.
It's been a really busy day in the FA Cup, and a very disappointing set of events at the Hawthorns, where there was crowd trouble that caused the West Brom Wolves tie to be delayed by 38 minutes, and the FA have come out and rightly, of course, condemned those scenes and promised a full investigation. Wolves won the tie by 2-0, but it was a game that was very much marred by the events off the pitch rather than the football and the goals on it. Liverpool are 4-1 up here against Norwich City, one of 9 commentaries that will bring you across the whole of the FA Cup weekend on the network. Here's Borja Sainz inside the penalty area, angled tight, lays it square, and it's tapped in, but up goes the flag. As expected, Fasnacht denied, and he looked towards the assistant like he expected the flag to go up, did the Swiss winger, because when Borja Sainz was played inside the penalty area, he did look to be at least a couple of yards off.
Yeah, we did, but I mean, it's tight. I mean, it's tighter than I thought, to be fair, but no, you're right. I think he's about 2 yards off, and again, that's one thing that irritates me. Just put the flag up straight away, then you stop all of this that they score. They think they're back in the game, and they're not. But really well worked from Norwich. Again, you go a bit more direct, you get into Liverpool's half, then you can start playing. And you look, they did that, they created an opportunity, and then nearly scored from it.
Do you feel relieved that you avoided playing with VAR?
Yeah, because I mean, they say now Premier League 100 club. Now with VAR, probably in the 50s. The amount of times I was offside, so
playing on the shoulder of the last defender and all that.
So I'm telling you now, I am delighted that I didn't play when there was no VAR.
And Darren Bent back on Drive tomorrow on Talk Sport, as he always is every weekday from 4 with Andy Goldstein and co. Little flick by Josh on the far side on the halfway line for Liverpool, but well retrieved by McLean, who'll roll it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Had to watch that carefully onto his left foot, did long, because the pass was coming at him with some pace. A deep clearance high into the Liverpool half, only half cleared by Quansah. The loose ball has dropped down for Borja Sainz, who can hit them from range. Oh, and he's found the corner. A stunner from Borja Sainz, and Norwich have got a goal back. And Borja Sainz races across to celebrate with the 3,800 away fans. He is capable of the spectacular, and that just proves it. He curled it beyond Alisson from 25 yards, and it's now Liverpool 4, Norwich 2.
Oh my goodness, what a goal that is. I mean, he drives with it, and in my head I'm thinking, hit it. You might as well hit it, there's no pass on. And he uses Van Dijk as like a guide, and he absolutely arrows it into the corner from about 20 yards, as you said. Really good finish, and I think Alisson, one of the world's best goalkeepers, can get absolutely anywhere near it. But when you're in that position, there's no point in passing. He had no options on. He absolutely hits it clean as anything. What a strike.
Well, I saw him score an even better goal against Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship earlier this season. Borja Sainz, a Spaniard who joined Norwich in the summer. He's played in Turkey and in his native Spain, and he's got Norwich perhaps not back in the tie, but you never know with just over 20 minutes to go. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2. Southampton, a club record 22 games unbeaten. Tottenham 0, Manchester City 2, a full-time score in the WSL. So Manchester City closed the gap on leaders Chelsea, back to 3 points. Alexander-Arnold crosses, could drop for Gakpo inside the penalty area. Norwich scramble it clear, and now Fasnacht is on the burst, up towards the halfway line in that yellow shirt. He's been dispossessed though by Gravenberg. Gravenberg with great industry for Liverpool, tearing towards the corner of the penalty area. And now Bradley takes over after Norwich won it back only fleetingly with Gabriel Sara, and then hacked away on the slide by McCallum. But it's come back to Bradley, angle tight, they'll try and play it across, and it was stopped at the near post by Gibson. Norwich have given it away again. What are they doing at the back there? But they get lucky this time, because Bradley did foul McCallum, and that'll be a free kick to Norwich on the edge of the penalty area. I have to say, Darren Bent, and it was 2-1 to Liverpool at half-time, didn't necessarily expect the flurry of goals we've had in the second half. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2.
No, we didn't. I thought Liverpool would go on to win it comfortably, but fair play to Norwich. They've stuck with it, they've created opportunities, they've took their chances where they've come. Of course, they've hit probably one of the best goals we'll see all weekend, but they've not shirked responsibility. They're all working hard, they're sticking to their principles, they're getting a little bit more direct, and they're causing problems, and us as a manager, David Vartan, will be happy with that.
Yeah, I don't think Norwich fans could have asked for much more in the game, realistically. David Wagner watches on with his arms folded. It'll be interesting to get his thoughts on his good friend Jurgen Klopp after the game. They know each other very well. And Liverpool in front. A commanding lead in the FA Cup on Talk Sport with Carling, the official beer partner of the Emirates FA Cup, 18 plus. Please drink responsibly. We saw a huge cup shock yesterday at Portman Road when Maidstone were winners at Ipswich. Their reward in the 5th round, a trip to either Sheffield Wednesday or Coventry. And can Newport cause a shock at home to Manchester United at 4:30? We'll have the game live and exclusive to national radio. Long throw from McCallum high into the Liverpool penalty area for Norwich. Gibson's up there again, and he got a glancing touch on it, but Alisson able to pick up the header, which didn't have much power behind it at all.
That will give Norwich massive confidence, because every time they put the ball into the box, i.e. a cross or a long throw, they always get the first contact. If they can get a few more of those, they can cause Liverpool real problems, because they're a big side. I know Grant Hanley's gone off, but every single time they put the ball into the box with quality, i.e. throw-in or a corner, they always get the first contact.
And here's Robertson for Liverpool, 10 yards into opposition territory, hugging that far side touchline, back into midfield and Alexander-Arnold, and now McConnell in the centre circle. Thought about playing it wide to the right in Bradley, but then darted back infield. Van Dijk steers the ball left to Robertson meanwhile. Robertson crosses in, headed away at the near post by Stacey. It'll drop down towards the edge of the penalty area where Sarah has to get in front of Diogo Jota. Norwich have only got it half away. Sørensen from inside his own penalty area to McLean, and they've lost the ball again on the edge of the penalty area. It's Dominic Szoboszlai rifling it goalwards, and it's well blocked by Ben Gibson stepping out of defence. Norwich haven't helped themselves trying to play out from the back when they're surrounded by players of Liverpool's quality.
And that's the thing, Joe. I mean, they've scored a great second goal. I mean, I'm not saying they're going to get themselves back into the game, but you don't want to give Liverpool any kind of advantage and then keep trying to play out from the back as well when it's not on. Sometimes just clear the ball, everyone gets up, and then you start to play in Liverpool's half. But they're trying to 1-2s on the edge of their own box. Against a side like Liverpool that are really good at pressing, you're always going to give it away.
16 and a half minutes to go. We'll recap the FA Cup 5th round draw for you shortly. If you missed it earlier on, we brought you it live on Talk Sport. Van Dijk, central position, right at the lip of the centre circle, 10 yards into the Norwich half. Robertson out to the left and Gravenberch. Liverpool, in the context of injuries, pretty much back to full strength. I mean, of course, Salah is out injured, as we know, and Endo's been away at the Asian Cup with Japan. But here is Gakpo with his back to goal, laying it out to Szoboszlai on the edge of the D, rolls it along the edge of the 18-yard line to Bradley. Now Alexander-Arnold whips it in first time. Jota went into the near post with a header. He's so good in the air, Jota. That was a more difficult header though under pressure, and he couldn't divert it towards the target.
He's got a fantastic spring. He gets up really early. He seems to be able to hold himself up there, and he's a really, really good header of the ball. But I think from Jurgen Klopp's perspective, with the likes of Salah being out, and listen, you can't replace a Salah. He's one of the world's best. I think it will really impress him the fact they scored 4 at Bournemouth. They scored 4 here again today. The front players are stepping up. They're scoring goals. So although you can't fully replace him, your other attackers are getting goals, and that's a massive positive.
I wonder how Salah will have reacted to the Jurgen Klopp news at the start of the weekend. Does that make it more likely, Darren Bent, that he leaves in the summer, Salah?
No, I don't think so. I mean, you look at Salah and he looks like he loves his football club, but you never know. I mean, Jurgen Klopp was a big pull for a lot of these players, signed a lot of these players, turned them into superstars. Again, it's a big decision at the end of the season. It's going to be a big transition for this football club, certainly come into the season.
Xabi Alonso, hotly tipped by many to take the Liverpool job. The process has been ongoing ever since Jurgen Klopp informed the board in November that he was going to go. But players genuinely didn't know, we're told, until just before it was announced to the wider world. Forward by McLean for Norwich towards the halfway line, and Stacey's broken in between the lines there. He wriggles away from Cody Gakpo, and Norwich keep possession. A lot of encouragement, I think, for Norwich today, particularly given that at 4-1 it would have been easy to come to further goals. And look, there are 14 and a half minutes left. Maybe Liverpool will score more, but Norwich have got themselves a goal back. It's 4-2, and now a long raking pass down the middle from Sørensen aimed at Ida is only half cleared by Quansah, and the loose ball retrieved by Gabriel Sara, right of centre, 10 yards to the edge of the penalty area, knocks it forward towards Sainz, who jogs the ball cleverly over the head of Gravenberch, and Norwich have got good possession now, midway inside the Liverpool half. Nunez, still a lot of belief in this Norwich team, as Nunez shoots low from quite a long way out, and that's an easy save for Alisson.
Well, these are the areas they should be playing in, Norwich, not on the edge of their own box. When you get Liverpool penned in a little bit, that's when you can show Sainz and these guys who are really good technical players. We saw Sainz hit an absolute fantastic goal just now. Yep. These are the areas you want to play, just outside Liverpool's box, not on the edge of your own box. And every time Norwich get 2, 3, 4 passes, it usually ends with either a cross or a shot or some kind of finish at the end of it.
Well, there might be a problem for James McConnell here, the 19-year-old making his full Liverpool debut today. And the 2 physios are out onto the field of play to treat him. Maybe it's a bit of cramp.
I've been there again. I remember the very first time I played on Portman Road. It was an FA Youth Cup game, and I started it. After about 80 minutes, I promise you, I've never felt cramp like it. I thought, what is going on? Because you're not used to playing in such big spaces in front of crowds. And listen, he's been fantastic as well, James.
He's done brilliantly, hasn't he?
He's looked composed. He's fit straight into this Jurgen Klopp system as well. He's moved it really well. He's got an assist as well with a fantastic cross for Curtis Jones. And he's really, really impressed me yesterday.
And let's give you the draw for the 5th round as McConnell is being treated. So these games will be played on the week of the 28th of February, so a midweek round of 5th round ties. And of course we'll have loads of commentaries for you on the TalkSport network of all the big games. Blackburn or Wrexham against Newcastle. Blackburn meet Wrexham tomorrow in the 4th round live on TalkSport 2. Make sure you download our TalkSport app, by the way. It's free and easy to download. Chelsea or Aston Villa against Leeds or Plymouth. Bournemouth against Leicester, Liverpool or Norwich against Watford or Southampton. Watford 1, Southampton 1, the full-time score at Vicarage Road earlier on as Liverpool get ready to make a change here. It looks like McConnell will have to come off potentially. Bristol City or Nottingham Forest against Newport or Manchester United. Wolves against Brighton. Sheffield Wednesday or Coventry against the National League South team Maidstone United, and Luton against Manchester City. That's the 5th round draw. Newport against Manchester United comes next, so stay with us. Off goes McConnell, and it's good to see him walk off, and he's not really limping. James McConnell gets a big pat on the head from Jurgen Klopp, and now it's the turn of Luis Diaz to take to the field.
Norwich must be thinking, what is going on here? I mean, first of all they bring on Szoboszlai, then they bring on Van Dijk, Trent, Robinson, and now Luis Diaz. They've got strength and depth, and no Salah either, but again, from James McConnell, he's been fantastic today. Really, really good debut. Looked composed, looked like he'd been playing for years. He's fit straight into that Liverpool system, and he's certainly going to be a star for the future for this football club.
Played a couple of times off the bench prior to today, but that was it. Liverpool on the attack. Gakpo cuts it back. Jota, brilliant save, and the rebound is saved again by Long, and then Jota hammers it over the top. Amazing double save from George Long when all looked lost. The goalkeeper's first stop was impressive enough. The second to keep out the rebound was simply sensational. Gakpo cutting it back from the dead ball line. Jota's shot tipped away, and then he got up to deny the rebound as well. Incredible athleticism from the goalkeeper. Looked like it was going to fall to Luis Diaz, and then Gravenberch denied as well, Darren Bent.
That second save from Gravenberch is unbelievable. I mean, he gets up from the first one from Diogo Jota, who really should finish, even though it's behind him, but it's the second one. Gravenberch's got a clear sight of it. He throws himself at it. What a second save that is. I mean, there was a bit of a call for a penalty there. I don't think it was, but Liverpool again working it really well. But from the goalkeeper, George Long, 2 unbelievable saves.
And Long keeping the score down with just over 10 minutes to go at Anfield. Sun starting to set on Merseyside. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2 it remains. And it's been an entertaining second half. There were long passages of play in the first period where not a great deal seemed to happen. The atmosphere was quite flat. It's certainly picked up in this second half. Ida for Norwich, left wing position, onto Borja Sainz. The ball's rebounded to the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Sainz plays it back to Marcelino Nunez. Towards the far side now, and Stacey has to go back to the halfway line. He actually miscontrolled. The momentum has completely gone from the Norwich attack. Norwich themselves are going to make a double substitution very shortly. They're certainly not lacking in heart though, Norwich, who will be back in championship action at home to Coventry next Saturday. That's important in their push for the playoff places. And David Wagner said his side would enjoy today, and at points they probably have. But they are 4-2 down. Jota through the middle for Liverpool, looking for Diaz, but the pass is overhit, and Long will collect.
Yeah, so what he was trying to do there, Diogo Jota. Unluckily there, because Diaz was away, but he got a bit too much on it, and it rolled through to George Long. But every single time Liverpool pick up these little pieces where Norwich try and play out and get caught, they look dangerous on it.
Bristol City 1, West Ham United 2, a full-time score in the WSL. That's a big win for West Ham, because they were level on points with Bristol City, the bottom side, at the start of the day. Thump downfield by Alexander-Arnold through the middle, and in between Jota and Diaz. Neither was able to reach it, and it's trickled through to Long, the Norwich goalkeeper once again. And Norwich can perhaps start to build from the back. Liverpool top of the Premier League, into the League Cup final. They won their Europa League group, and they look like they'll be heading into the 5th round of the FA Cup. So 4 trophies up for grabs for Jurgen Klopp in his final few months, Darren.
Yeah, they've been fantastic this season. We know they're not in the Champions League, but the fact that they're in every single competition still, that they've got a chance of winning is phenomenal. They're already in one cup final, as you said. It's going to be close in the league. They're going to push Manchester City all the way, and it's been fantastic. And it'll be an end to a Liverpool career for Jurgen Klopp. Even if they come out with 2 or 3, it'll still be fantastic for him.
And he says he wants to win everything, of course. And he's given so much to the cause, and I think he's earned the right to leave the job on his own terms.
Is it Europa the only one he's not got?
Yes, so he's won the League Cup, he's won the Champions League, he's won the League, he's won the FA Cup, he's won the Super Cup, and he's won the Club World Cup as well. So all of the top tier competitions, he's won them all. Here's an opportunity for Gravenberch down by the corner of the penalty area. Goes down, no foul given by the referee Sam Barrett. Norwich looking to break out of defence, but McLean was just faced up by a flurry of Liverpool players in red. And the atmosphere is fizzled out a little here as Norwich prepared to make a double change, and it should be a straight swap at left back. And Dimitris Giannoulis on in place of Sam McCallum, who gives the Norwich City fans a wave. And Liam Gibbs, former Ipswich man. Not often you see players making the switch from Ipswich to Norwich. That's a fierce rivalry. It's Fastnack who is replaced, so Gibbs and Giannoulis both on.
Very brave that, making that move from Ipswich to Norwich. Very brave.
Well, you know all about that rivalry, Darren, from your time at Ipswich Town, of course, and then into the Premier League and Tottenham and Sunderland and Villa. And Liverpool on the ball now with Quansah. Quansah steers the ball to the right-hand side on the angle to find Bradley, and they've got a bit of a lull in play now, it feels like. The tempo and the energy has seemingly got out of the play a little bit. 4-2 Liverpool lead, 6.5 minutes left on Talk Sport. Opportunity for Luis Diaz to dart towards the dead ball line. He's got the pace to beat just about anybody, Diaz, and Stacey, to be fair, stuck to the task, got a foot in, and out of play it goes for a corner to Liverpool at the Kop end.
Great defender from Jack Stacey, because I thought when Luis Diaz faced him up, I thought he was going to go past him, and he didn't. He just held his ground a little bit, Jack Stacey. And I think he's unfortunate not to get a goal kick, because it looks like it comes back off of Luis Diaz Hill.
Yeah, you're right, he was screaming at the referee. Not an easy one for the referee, in fairness. Andy Robertson's name is being chanted by the crowd as he whips in the corner. Left-footed Van Dijk is there again, trying to nod it goalwards. I think it's spun off the head of the Liverpool man, though he was under pressure from Gibson. Eid has held the ball up down by the corner flag for Norwich, and he's only succeeded in trying to play it square to a teammate, in chipping the ball behind in another Liverpool corner.
I mean, he had absolutely no help there. He had Luis Diaz chasing him down, Szoboszlai chasing him down. It's one of those where you've got to clear your lines. Don't be trying too clever, too cute. Just clear your lines, get up the pitch, and then hopefully Norwich can get up. But now they've got to face another corner.
Which Szoboszlai will take, and it was from this position, near side the right, and an out-swinging delivery from Szoboszlai that led to the Van Dijk header for Liverpool's fourth. And Van Dijk going up for it again, another towering header. This time he didn't get much behind it. It bounced down towards Jota, cleared away by Sainz. Last touch was off Conor Bradley, and that's a Norwich throw in their left-back position. I'm sure from Jurgen Klopp's perspective, Darren, after all of the fuss and the press conference, of course, that he did on Friday afternoon, and the very, I thought, impressive and eloquent answers that he gave, and very honest answers that he gave, but he'll be glad to be back to the normality of football matches, I'm sure. Yeah,
I think that's what he'll want. He won't want a big party or anything, or people kind of mourning the loss. He'll want his team to get back to winning ways, back to putting in performances, because they've got big games coming up. As we spoke about just now, they're still in every competition that they could possibly in. So he just wants to finish off the season properly, win as many trophies as possible, and he doesn't want it to be about him. He wants it to be about the team in this great football club, because Liverpool will go on. After he's gone, Liverpool will still go on. But while he's here, he wants them to do things properly, win whatever they can, and do it for the supporters.
Liverpool have the ball with Diaz now on the corner of the penalty area, twisting and turning and finding Szoboszlai. Szoboszlai back to Alexander-Arnold, and now Virgil van Dijk. Liverpool 4, Norwich 2. 4 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Commentary of Newport against Manchester United to come on Talk Sport. That's underway in just over 15 minutes time. The League 2 team hoping to cause an upset against the 12-time FA Cup winners. Szoboszlai's reverse ball in is headed away by Sørensen. It does feel like, despite a determined effort to try and claw themselves back in it from the Championship side, it looks like the game is really petering out now. And it's just a question of whether Liverpool can maybe add to the lead. Conor Bradley, quick ball forward from the inside right channel towards Gakpo. It came off the substitute Giannoulis, and that's another Liverpool corner.
Cody Gakpo will be desperate for a goal. Absolutely desperate. You've seen Nunez get his goal. Diogo Jota got his goal. You want that opportunity. He's had a couple of opportunities as well. Certainly that first half. Nothing second half, but first half to finish it off. He hasn't got that goal. But he'll be one. Even though it's 4-2, he'll be flying around desperately trying to get himself on.
And then Blackburn against Wrexham in the FA Cup fourth round tomorrow on TalkSport 2. All the reactions to the weekend and the build-up to that on TalkSport Breakfast, and with Jeff Stelling and Ali McCoist. Whipped in by Alexander-Arnold from the corner. Again, Van Dijk is a target. He gets the initial header on it, and it's spun off the head of Sørensen before rolling behind again. Shepherded behind by Diaz for yet another Liverpool corner, nearly into double figures now. That one's taken quickly by Alexander-Arnold. Alexander-Arnold in front of the Kop. Diaz back to Szoboszlai, thought about a shot, edge of the D, left-footed effort, well held by Long, because he saw that late through a crowd of bodies, and he sort of had to change direction at the last moment, plunged to his left and he spilled it, there would have been a tap-in, and he did well to hold on to it.
Yeah, he's been really good, George Long. He's conceded 4, which sounds strange. He's made some really, really good saves, and that one there as well, because as you said there, it came through bodies. It could have taken a nick off someone, but when he does make the save, not only does he not parry it, he manages to hold on to it with Liverpool attackers in his face. So really good save. He's been really good today, George Long.
And he's not the first choice goalkeeper any longer. Angus Gunn, the Scotland international, is the usual number 1 left on the bench today. Diaz for Liverpool, over the edge of the 18-yard area. They have missed a number of key players, it's worth saying, Norwich too, including John Rowe, the outstanding top scorer, I think one of the best players in the Championship, full stop, and he took a knock against Leeds, hasn't been risked today. Alexander-Arnold belts one from range, pushed out, Jota on the rebound, careless, hammers it over the top. Well, he could have brought it down, Jota, he should have kept the shot down anyway, and Liverpool spurned another opportunity. They still lead 4-2, and there are more and more people now heading out into the Merseyside afternoon, leaving their seats around us.
Great strike from Trent. He hits that Ronaldo-esque one where the ball moves all over the place, and the keeper again makes a really good save. But from Diogo Jota's point of view, very rash from him. He's not usually like that. He's composed. He usually finishes it off. But that one there, he's tried to absolutely hammer it, and he's put it over the bar. But great strike from Trent.
Long ball up the far side right channel from Sørensen, looking for the winning runner, Ida, and Ida has dispossessed Alexander-Arnold, and Borja Sainz is running at Quansah, tries to squeeze it back towards Ida. Van Dijk there to get it back to Addison, who's passed almost across his own goal line, just evaded the sliding Ida. Otherwise it would have been a very embarrassing moment for the Liverpool goalkeeper, and Norwich just felt for a second there, you could almost sense that if they were to score, it would at least make stoppage time interesting, but it has stayed out as we go into the final minute of normal time.
Yeah, really good from Joel Quansah, really good defender to be fair. He didn't sell himself, he stayed on his feet, he was composed, he didn't really go and engage the ball, and he just made them make the decision, and it was Adam Ida who had the opportunity, but he managed to give the ball away. But good defender from Quansah.
Crossfield ball left to right from Luis Diaz, Conor Bradley herring after it, he's kept it in play brilliantly. Down by the corner flag on the near side of the field, rolls the pass infield with his left foot to Gakpo, right hand edge of the penalty area. Newport against Manchester United comes next on Talk Sport. Liverpool lead 4-2 here. It's Diaz on the edge of the box, faced up by Sara, who's backing away from him, and now square to Szoboszlai. Great cross, headed away, comes out to Jota, who hammers it over the top again on the angle, left hand side of the penalty area, once more on his right foot, once more can't keep it down.
Can't believe it again. Same opportunity, and this one was a little bit more difficult because it came to him at pace. But the fact that someone like who's that good in front of goal on both feet, wild slash it again was a little bit strange. But no, again, really well worked from Luis Diaz on this right hand side, but really poor finish again from Diogo Jota.
It's Chelsea to come next for Liverpool, and then Arsenal away from home. Now this time next week, in fact, I'm still waiting for a stoppage time, even though we are into added time at Anfield here. 5 minutes added, there we go. George Sefton, the familiar voice over the PA for Liverpool, confirming the 5 added. 4-2 to Liverpool against Norwich. Addison springs high in and around the penalty spot to take a cross into the box from Stacey. That wasn't particularly well hit. Easy for the Liverpool goalkeeper, who hasn't had much to do despite conceding twice today. Here's Diaz, very fleet-footed out, hugging the far side left touchline, quickly on to Jota. Gakpo's in the middle, Jota will cut it back, Cody Gakpo goes near post, Long got something on it, spreading himself at the feet of Gakpo, and it's really been George Long versus Liverpool in the latter part of this second half, and the goalkeeper's done well to keep it at just 4-2.
Again, really well worked, but Cody Gakpo's movement there, he flies to the near post too quickly and closes all the space off. So by the time Diogo Jota puts the ball in there, he's practically on top of the goalkeeper. He needs to hold fire for a little bit, wait maybe half a second, and then go, and then he would have created more space. But the fact that he went 100 mile an hour in there, by the time the opportunity came, the chance had gone.
It'll be Liverpool against either Watford or Southampton in the 5th round of the FA Cup. Newport against Manchester United to come next on Talk Sport. Szoboszlai feeding Jota on the edge of the area, tried to squeeze it wide to Szoboszlai again in a very tight space. He couldn't do so. Borja Sainz tracking back, has given it away with his back to goal, and here's Alexander-Arnold to drill it in low. It's blocked, it's come out to Diaz. Diaz, the angle very tight, chips it back across, it evades Diogo Jota. It's fallen for Andy Robertson. Andy Robertson at the back post with a cross that hits the back of Stacey, and that's going to bounce behind. 2 minutes into stoppage time for a corner to Liverpool. Either way, the winner of Newport or Manchester United will play the Bristol City or Nottingham Forest in the 5th round. Here is Gravenberch after the corner was taken short by Liverpool. Halfway through the 5 added now. 4-2 to the home team. Virgil van Dijk sizing up a long-range shot. Blocked by Kenny McLean. Now Norwich can break. Borja Sainz just shy of halfway, and it's 3 against 3, and he played the pass a little late, but by then Ida was in an offside position, and there was no way Kenny McLean was going to reach it. It was a poorly hit pass from Sainz.
Do you know, it was a poorly hit pass, but it was, again, poor movement from Adam Ida. He knows that if he keeps flying, again, 100 mile an hour forward, he's going to be offside. All he needs to do is wait, again, maybe 1 second, and then by the time the ball went in there, he'd be onside. But the fact he kept going, Sainz had nowhere to play the ball, so when he did play it, he was offside.
Now Robertson feeding Diaz for Liverpool on the corner of the penalty area once more. Back to Robertson, little back heel, Jota to Diaz. Diaz trying to wriggle his way through, trying to force his way through the yellow shirts. He can't do it this time. Went down, wanted a penalty, nothing given. Dinked in by Szoboszlai. Andy Robertson back across. Gakpo goes up, goalkeeper claws it away this time. And now it's Diaz. Liverpool laying siege to the Norwich goal. Gakpo's gone down inside the 6-yard box. He's hurt. Here come the 2 Liverpool physios. With just 90 seconds left, they were queuing up there, Liverpool, as they have been really for goals in the last 5-10 minutes or so. The extra goals haven't come, but 4-2 will probably satisfy Klopp, although actually given his standards you never know. There's a moment on the touchline now where he's chatting to David Wagner as Gakpo is back on his feet. Klopp and Wagner, 2 great friends. They've known each other for, well, the best part of 30 years now. ...50 seconds to go, and Anfield finding its voice. Whole of the stadium now on its feet as Liverpool restart play. Szoboszlai diagonal ball to the far post and Diaz. Diaz is down by the dead ball line. He gets it onto his right foot. He dinks it in high to the far post. Here's Conor Bradley across goal, and the header in from Gravenberch right at the end. Liverpool have 5, and they're into round 5. Gravenberch simply couldn't miss in front of the Kop, and Jurgen Klopp with delight again on the touchline. Liverpool 5, Norwich 2.
Yeah, simple tackle from Gravenberch, but that's where you've got to be, that back post area. No one picked him up. Really good pass again from Conor Bradley. I mean, a great pass from Luis Diaz. I mean, the touch in the first instance was fantastic, but across to the back post, and we just see Conor Bradley make up the back post. It goes to Bonnie for goal. It puts it back into a really good area, and Gravenberch is there to tap it in 2 yards out. Really, really good goal again.
And quite a jubilant Anfield now. There'll barely be time for Norwich City to kick off, you would think. 5-2 to Liverpool. And that will be that. We'll be over to South Wales in just a few moments. Norwich kick the game off, and the whistle blows. And in their first game since confirmation of the impending departure of Jurgen Klopp, it is Liverpool who are through to the 5th round of the FA Cup. They scored 5 against Norwich in an entertaining cup tie to see off the championship side. Gibson and Sainz, the scorers for Norwich. The goals for Liverpool from Jones, Nunez, Jota, Van Dijk and Gravenberch send them safely through. Liverpool 5, Norwich 2.